Cindy's choice for a great catering selection is Chicken Salad Chick. Chicken Salad Chick, Chattanooga.com. That's Chicken Salad Chick, Chattanooga.com. 2 locations, downtown and East Brainerd. Curb pickup downtown. Something for everyone, folks. A huge variety of chicken salad and sandwiches and egg salad and BLTs and all kinds of good stuff. And now we're back. We're back with Eric Light. He's the director of Reach Ministries at United Methodist Church in Ooltewah. And we've been having a great conversation about the upcoming Global Leadership Summit and the importance of this type of event for those in leadership. And we'd left off and we were going to continue, Eric, talking about the scope of the event. So where were you going with that? Tell me about the scope.
Well, Cindy, if I'm a business person out there, I'm thinking, this all sounds good, but why should I really listen to these people? What do they have to say to me? So think about starting something very small. We all have that in common. Again, if you're running a business or an organization, we have this idea. It begins as a dream or a vision in our mind. So a gentleman named Bill Hybels had this vision of just wanting to help leaders to get better, because again, when the leader gets better, everyone wins. And so this gathering began as a group of people in one church in Chicago. And now, over a period of about 20 years, this thing will now attract about 400,000 people in the United States.
Wow.
They're going to experience it in over 600 locations. And not only that, after its experience live here in the United States, it will now have more impact overseas than even here in America. So, for example, it's going to be translated and broadcast in 128 countries in 60 languages. And so just imagine something growing from one local church now to this global impact. So obviously, Cindy, there is something here that's really resonating with people and catching on. And they're beginning to see how this adds value to their personal life, to their business, and their ability to lead. And so I just think that's so exciting to see something grow. And so when a person who's led the growth of an organization like that speaks, it makes me want to listen.
Yes. And that's so true. Like I shared in the first part of the show, I've started a lot of things. I'm a starter. I've gotten out there and started things from nothing. When I started my commercial construction business in Houston, Texas, it was in a down economy. I had no contacts and no capital. Yet at some point, I'm on Carl's Jr.'s jobs. I'm on Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is notoriously picky. It's not just about city, county inspections. They have their own corporate inspectors. And I had to earn my wings on 3 Carl's Jr.'s before the project manager would even let me step on a Chick-fil-A job. One of the largest developers in Houston, a restaurant chain that they had 17 restaurants. I helped them build 3 more, handled all the maintenance for their plumbing and HVAC on all 20 restaurants. So I know how to get things started. But again, that was something that kept me busy and kept a couple of crews busy. If I had not got out there and started things like that, but then kept going and involving myself in these types of events, reading the books, reading the biographies of what it takes to really do something so much bigger than yourself. And when you have a vision like that, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now with Cindy's Choice. I'm going from invisible to invincible. And that's a lot because of these types of ministries. That's what I want to call it. Even if it's in a secular realm, it can minister to you. And like I told you, I'd shared about how these types of events are actually what led me to Christ. It was self-help and motivation and just trying to learn. And then I just happened to pick up the right book that had a Christian spin on it and introduced me to Jesus. So that's all a huge part of doing something bigger than yourself. And so being a part of something that started so small, that has grown so big, but then hearing the stories of the speakers that have overcome and done things that most people just quite frankly don't get to do. Everyone is capable of it. If they understand how to surround themselves, learn these things, they understand about purpose, seeking their purpose, which is often starts with your passion. If you discover I have a lot of passion, so it's tricky for me, but it's when your ultimate passion is helping people, then there's a lot of different ways that God can lead you on that. But this is awesome, fertile ground to attend these types of events. It's incredible seed planting that will produce. And that's what you got to do. You got to plant these seeds so that they do sprout in your life and produce producing fruit. We want to produce big fruit.
That's right. And so to kind of play off your seed analogy, Cindy, I look at this as an investment. Yes, there is a cost to attend, there's going to be a time investment, but what you're going to get out of it is far going to exceed, the cost of registration and 2 days. This is 2 full days of very intense information, inspiration, creativity, networking, of people who've attended. Let me just share some statistics with you. 83% of those who have attended a global leadership summit said that it improved their teamwork, their job satisfaction, and their productivity. So how much is that worth?
Right. Well, think about this, Eric. Think about corporations. All right. What do? At least once or twice a year. They bring all their employees to a conference. I've been to many of these. They're exhausting, but you come back so inspired, so jazzed up, so motivated. And to me, it's always crazy that, the thousands of people that show up to a hotel and there's back-to-back seminars and so forth. And you just want to get to everything you can and soak up everything that you can. Well, if corporations are investing in this, they have a real stingy reputation. So think of the value that they know. This is a necessary thing for their employees to be more productive. But us out there that are independent, we got to get motivated. We got to do this on our own. We can't go to a mandatory conference that the corporation is telling us to go to. We have to be motivated on our own and understand the importance of getting fed, of planting seeds that are going to grow in our professional. And it overflows into personal. Like I said, it's all the same. But this is just something necessary. This is just something. If you're a business owner, if you're a family leader, if you're a department leader, if you're a board member, and you need this. You need these types of things. And this one sounds amazing. And that you say 400,000 people are going to be listening to this, watching this in 600 locations. That's an amazing thing to be a part of.
Part of the idea, Cindy, of bringing it to these regional host sites is to make it affordable for people. You see, for a number of years, I would go either by myself or I would take a group of leaders from our church, and we would either go to Nashville, Atlanta, Huntsville, the surrounding cities. At that time, there was no host site here in our own area. And so we just had this burden that how could our area, with our rich history, both in business and in faith — you may have seen the article that was in the paper just recently that Chattanooga is tied for the most churched city in America. Did you see that? They said that 59% of our city attends church regularly. And so how could a city with such a rich not host this event? And so we said, we can do that. We have a great facility. We're located between Chattanooga and Cleveland. So we serve as the regional host site, and that's so that it can be affordable and accessible for people. If you're here local, so you don't have the expense of travel, you don't have the hotel expense. So really, it's trying to remove as many barriers and obstacles as we can to get people to experience this and to be blessed and helped by it. And so if they want to participate, can I tell them how to do that, Cindy?
Sure, do that.
So you can go to our church website. Mm-hmm. It's oumclive.org. There'll be a little banner on the right side, and it'll say Global Leadership Summit. You can click on that, and it'll take you right to where you can register. And if anybody has any questions, they can call me at the church. Be glad to walk them through that. They can also see who all the speakers are. Very, very powerful. You were talking earlier about leading from our strengths.
Go ahead and repeat that website again.
Yeah, it's OUMC live, LIVE.org. And again, once you click on there, you'll see the Leadership Summit picture on the right side, and that'll take you directly to registration for our particular site.
And you can reach Eric at United Methodist Church in Ooltewah. You want to go ahead and share a phone number?
Yeah, it's 423-238-9216. If you've got any questions, if you just want to know more what this is about, we'd be happy to talk with you about that.
I want to touch on something really quick too, because if you're someone that markets yourself on social media, your website and so forth, when you, this will really validate you to your clients. That's what people, when they realize that you're investing, and here, this is an affordable investment. When you're investing in your leadership skills, they're going to have more confidence in you. So this is something that you want to attend and you want to share and, encourage others to attend, because that is representing who you are. It's like me being on a couple of boards with the chamber. I'm on the Midtown board and the Ooltewah board. When I'm there, how I participate on that board demonstrates how I conduct my business. And that's what you're doing, is you're demonstrating who you are and how you conduct business. So you want to demonstrate that you invest in learning and continuing education classes as it may be. That will build confidence in prospects and clients that you're dealing with. So that's another important part of this. And I did want to touch on us being in the most churched area. I knew that. I didn't see the recent article. I knew that. Here's a single mom after I went through divorce in Texas. And Texas is a very a church-going state. We're definitely a part of the Bible Belt, but I've always referred to Chattanooga as the buckle of the Bible Belt.
Right.
And it was a place I felt drawn back to as a single mom, because I wanted a more kind of conservative, slower paced, simpler, place to raise my children. And it seemed like a healthy environment for me. Not that Texas isn't healthy. I love Texas, but that's something I'm going to talk about on Nooga Radio Outdoors later, is environments. There's a different environment with a hustle bustle city and a slower paced area, but that's huge that we have so many church going people here, and they have jobs and they're leaders in some types of things. And I know there's churches that have leadership things that are very popular. And we need to attend those, but this is global. You can tell I'm excited about this. I can't wait to participate. I'm so glad that I know about this, and I can't wait to participate myself. And I'm already encouraging others that, did you know about this? This is going to be awesome. This is something our community, it's not, our community can benefit from this.
And I want to take that statistic, that we are the most church city, because with every positive, there's also a potential negative with that. So sometimes in the church world, we kind of have a come and see mentality. Hey, come check us out, see what's going on. And sometimes we forget that we also, Jesus said, go and make disciples. And so part of this leadership summit, Cindy, is reminding us that we are to go. Are we, as the most church city, are we impacting our businesses? Are we impacting our community to the extent that we really should be? I believe there are just always more opportunities to do good, to help our community. One of the areas that's near and dear to my heart are our local schools. As the faith-based community, are we making a difference in our schools? And so one of the things that people do when they come to the summit is they use this phrase, having a grander vision. So many of us live kind of within this little tunnel vision. We think about, okay, if I'm healthy, if I can pay the bills, and if the kids are staying out of trouble, basically, we're kind of going day to day, just getting through the day. And the Leadership Summit will take those limiting goggles off and let you see this grander vision. What things could we be doing, and what things should we be doing with the blessings that we have, with the resources that we have, with the experience and the wisdom? How can we share that with everyone in our community? And so again, that's one of the things that's so exciting to me about the Leadership Summit is people will come and receive a grander vision. Can I give you just one example?
Yes, please.
Okay. So are you familiar with Tom's Shoes?
Oh, yes, very.
Okay. So you know that part of Tom's vision in their business is not only to sell shoes, but they have this one for one strategy or vision. So as you buy a pair of shoes, you know that another brand new pair of shoes is going to some child in some part of the world where they don't have the same access that we have. So there was a gentleman who works at Walgreens in their home office. He heard Tom's story at a leadership summit, and God began to stir in his heart, and he began to think, well, now what would that look like for us at Walgreens? And so over a period of months, and just get one opportunity, he had to be persistent. He had to communicate his vision. He had to get in front of the right people. But eventually, the idea caught on at Walgreens where they now have a 1-for-1 immunization. So as you go and you get your flu vaccine there or any kind of immunization, they are going to in turn give a child in another part of the world an immunization. So that vision, think about how many millions of children have been impacted because someone was sitting in that seat. They heard this idea. They began to personalize it and then think, well, now what would that look like for me to do that where I am? So what if someone else, maybe it's not on a global scale, but maybe it's just right here in your neighborhood or in our community. What would it look like if hundreds and thousands of people began to think those kind of thoughts?
I so love that you brought that up, Eric, because that's what Cindy's Choice is going to help with. When I shared my vision with several people, that's how I discovered. They go, Cindy, you got to read the Tom's book. That it works. What you're talking about works. And mine is different in that I share that 40% of businesses make a profit, just 40%. 30% are breaking even. That was always me. I was always the break even girl. I was all by myself. I could get my expenses covered, pay my people, squeak out a living, but I could never get anywhere. And 30% are losing money. So I was doing better than those guys. But we need to change those statistics. And a lot of the problem is marketing, affording marketing. When you start, especially when you start with minimal capital or no capital, like I did, you can start out marketing, but once you get busy and have to focus on your business, you can't afford that. And that's the concept. And that once the infrastructure is solid, we're actually going to be able to help businesses with marketing for free to get them started. Now, for free, get a business going. And they have to do what they do right. They have to be a business of integrity. You can outsource your bookkeeping. You can outsource your legal. If you can outsource your marketing very affordably, you're in business. If you do and you can focus on what you do, and hiring people to keep duplicating yourself. And that's what the Cindy's Choice, and that's why I'm so excited to get this going. And I know that's why I was led to this city, because you mentioned to go. I love that. Yes, go. That's what brought me here. Is I heard it loud and clear. Drop your net and go. I dropped my net and I went. And Eric, I've shared briefly with you. It led me to homelessness, where I was living on the streets. I've shared that story to some degree on the radio, where I was living on the streets of Chattanooga for 3 months as a single female. And I didn't do that on purpose, but the purpose in it empowered me. I'm unstoppable now. And that's a lot of what learning these types of things do. You get around brave leaders and you become braver, because what's against us? It's fear. That is to almost every emotion, every negative emotion it comes back down to fear. Anger comes back down to fear. And when you can face your deepest fear, you're unstoppable. That's what leadership type focus things do. You get around brave people and you become braver. So that's a huge part of this. I just wanted to hit on that. I love everything you're saying. I relate to as a business person, trying, finally doing something bigger than me and really making a difference. And it's so, if you just want to, survive and want to get out of that 40% or out of that 30% of breaking even and 30% of losing money and just be a profitable business, this is going to help you. If you have a bigger vision and a purpose, this is going to help you. If, like you said, if you're a teacher, if you're a small group leader, If I'm trying to think of other examples I didn't give before,
Can be
whatever
a coach.
kind of a coach, whatever kind of leadership role, if you're a visionary with a huge vision that's going to make an impact, or it's just important to lead that class well, or lead that family well, which is the ultimate most important job, is leading those families well. Then these types of events are crucial. And a global event with so many involved that's been building for 20 years. I'm so excited to participate, and I can't wait. Do we? Well, we don't have time to really list off a couple really quick of the speakers, and I'll have you back to talk about those more.
Awesome. Yeah. So Bill Hybels, who's the founder of the Leadership Summit, he always delivers the opening address. And then you've got Sheryl Sandberg. She is the COO of Facebook. She's got some amazing things to share with us. You talked earlier about leading from our strengths. So one of the experts in that field is Marcus Buckingham. He is a consultant and an author. He has a program called Discover Your Strengths, and he's been a summit favorite. And so he'll talk about leading from your strengths.
Eric, we're going to have to wrap it up, but I will definitely have Eric back on. Stay tuned for that. If you want more information, you can contact me at Cindy at cindyschoice.com. That's Cindy at cindyschoice.com, or call me 423-661-4445. 423-661-4445. I'll be glad to help you connect and get more information about the Global Leadership Summit, or connect with Eric Light. Again, he's the Director of Reach Ministries at United Methodist Church. And thank you for being here with us at the Cindy's Choice Show on AM 1240 and 92.7 FM Nooga Radio. I'm Cindy, and we look forward to being with you again next time. That's a wrap.